all of you, and thank you for joining International Authors Workshop. Myself, Nikita Pandit, and I'm your technical host for this session. And now I would like to request Dr. Giri sir to moderate the session. Over to you, Dr. Giri. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikita ji. So today is the final session of Innovative Education and Scientific Research Foundation 2021 workshop. This last workshop, but not the least. It's the author workshop, and we are going to have a very wonderful talk by the speaker and the panelists. So now the next will be the lighting of Diya by Nikita ji.
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु.
So that's definitely an auspicious start. Coming to International Education and Scientific Research Foundation, it's one of the kind leading non-profit organization developed dedicated to medical and scientific research. It is in association with various scientific bodies throughout the nation, various scientists and medical professionals promoting research by every means. So next will be a short video clip on the introduction of IESRF by Nikita. Thank you, Nikita ji, for the short video clip about IESRF. Next, I have the pleasure and privilege to introduce you the speaker of the day and the chairpersons of the session. So coming to the chairpersons, the first is Dr. Sukhdeep Singh, professor and head of the Department of Pediatric and Preventive Dentistry, School of Dental Sciences, Sarda University, Delhi. The other chairperson is Professor Pallavi, President, Indian Society of Anesthesia, receiver of the prestigious M.K. Dey Award from the Indian College of Anesthesiologists 2021. Coming to the speaker of the day, we have Dheeraj B. Nikum, who has completed MD Pathology from KIMS, Korad, Maharashtra, Not to mention, he was the first in Shivaji University. He is presently working as an associate professor, unit in charge, Department of Cytology, SBH Government Medical College, Dhuli. To his credit, he has about 112 publications and around 2 books, 6 images. He is a winner of many prestigious awards. To mention a few, Best Medical Editor Award of the Year 2016 by IHPA, Excellence in General Pathology 2017 IHPA. He has more than 382 citations. Over to you, Dr. Dheeraj, for the talk today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the kind introduction. Can we start now?
Yeah, sir. We can.
Okay. Is the screen is visible to all of you?
No,
it is
sir.
not visible.
Now?
No.
It is not visible.
Have you shared this screen?
So meanwhile, Dr. Dheeraj is trying to, share his screen. The topic for today would be the assessment of credentials of journals for publications. So that is a very important topic while choosing a journal when you're deciding to submit an article. So he'll be emphasizing on the relevant points which you need to consider while choosing a journal. So over to you, Dr. Dheeraj. Your screen is visible now.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So the topic assigned to me is assessment of credential of journal for the publication. It is very important topic for the author's perspective because authors are very much confused while selecting a journal for their publication because they are working hard on their article, and if they are not properly find a journal, it is a waste of time to both of them. That is for the authors also as well as for the journal. So to start with the introduction, there are lots of questions in the mind of researcher. So there is a number of questions for the researcher's mind, such as which is the best suitable article, which is the best suitable journal for this their discipline, which are the target audience, what are about the acceptance, whether my article is accepted or rejected, whatever it is, what is the waiting period of the journal, so that there should not be many pending issues and so on. The journal may be legitimate or predatory. That is a more important issue nowadays because of the open access category.
Sorry to interrupt, Dr. Dheeraj. Can you put it on a slideshow, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So there are lots of questions in the mind of researchers, which is such as which is the best suitable journal, what are the waiting period of the journal may be legitimate or predatory, the journal will help my career or not, and what are the funding opportunities. So there is a n number of lists, but the main is the author are confused while selecting a journal. So proper guidance is lacking in the thought of the mind of the researcher. So there may be lots of questions. So we will guide them with the help of this presentation. To introduce the topic, which is the best choice of the journal can enhance the impact of your work and your reputation. So we have to select, that means the author has to select the suitable journal in the respective field rather than the multidisciplinary journal. So there is a term that is called as publish or perish, which is important for the medical fields or in every field that is more important nowadays. Either you have to publish or you will perish. There are more than 80,000 academic and peer-reviewed English literature journals currently active in July 2019, and out of that 30,000 journals are classified under medical and health related. The most important issue is regarding the guidance and recommendations regarding the journal. They are led by the ICMJE, that means International Committee of Medical Journal Editors, latest by 2019. Previously it was 16, but nowadays they are the latest given in 2019. NIH, that is National Institute of Health Guidelines, COPE guideline, that is Committee on Publication Ethics, and WAME is a scientific organization, the World Association of Medical Editors, have given the guidelines on their website. So if we go for the website of this ICMG, NIH, COPE and WAME, we found lots of guidelines are there, mainly regarding the authors, that is author guidelines are there. And most of the reputed journals endorse this guideline as per the 4 committee we will say, that is ICMG, NIH, COPE and WAME. We, ISRF and KIT also followed this ICMG guideline most commonly, and most of the journals are as per the guidelines, suggested guideline. That is the standard guideline led by the ICMG. And for that, we have to go for the respective website so we can know all the things about this. So for the authors, there is no reliable list of good or bad journal as such. So not there is an automated decision or automatic aid tool to use this identifying the journal for publication. So the author have a responsibility to evaluate the integrity, history, practices and respective reputation of the journal to which they have to submit. This is the definition by ICMG. So it is author's responsibility to choose a proper journal, suitable journal, which have the integrity, history, practice, and good reputation in the respective field. So the first step, how the author should select the journal. The first step is we should analyze all the pros and cons of many journals. For example, take 8 to 9 journal in the respective field. It is the first and crucial step. That is, we have to select 8 to 9 journal which you are discussing with your colleagues, seniors, or you may go to the library for your respective department. Which journals are you commonly followed in your institute, or which is most commonly followed for your respective field, that you have to see and read about the pros and cons of the journal. And among these 8 to 10 journals, we have to shortlist them into 3 to 5 journals category. So if the advantage of this 3 to 5 shortlisted journal is, with the help of the seniors or colleague or expert colleague, we shortlist this 3 to 5 journal, because if we send the article to one journal and if it is rejected by chance, we have the ready with the second, third and fourth journal for that. So the importance of the shortlisting of the journal in the perspective of the future course of the sending the article to the next journal. The best way to go through the journal website to know more about that. This is the most important thing. The journal website is the most important. The author have to see for the journal website and the points highlighted in the next of the subsequent lecture, that is 10 to 12 points are there to see the journal website, so that the author will get most of the answers of the question which are in their mind of the initial process of the submitting the journal. So it gives and satisfies the many researchers' question by just seeing the journal website. So this is the most important thing, how we shortlist the journal. So we know about 8 to 10 journals now. We have to shortlist from these 10 journals at least 3 to 4 journals. So first step is, while shortlisting, we have to go for the reference section of the paper related to your work and published journal that you regularly read. So if we go for the library or we go for the departmental library as such, we go for the departmental journal and see there and look for the references that are which related to your work, or which we have to submit the article, they are related to that work. Second method is to search for the keywords. It is with the help of free online tool is available nowadays, that is with the help of Master Journalist. We enter the different keywords, we describe your research, and we have the list of the journals. So with that, we shortlist them into 3 to 5 categories. And the third and most important is we go for the subject category journal on the Google or in the free online tools such as Science Citation Index Expanded. So we go for the selecting the category as per the subject or as per the journal category. So these are the 3 methods. We easily shortlist the 10 journal into 2, 3 or 3 categories with the help of reference, keyword, and with the help of online tools. So the most important thing now, the factor for selecting the right journal for your suitable publication, that is most important for you. That is, we listed this into 10 to 12 short points. And the first point is, the most important point is we have to go for the scientific rigor rather than the other things. So scientific rigor is nothing but the aims and scope of the journal. So we have to first visit the website. All the questions answer will be there in the website, and the most important section here is about the journal. So author should read about the journal category so that he may know the limitation of the journal, what is the aims of the journal, and what is the scope of his research. or her research. So he can select the journal or go forward. If the aim is fulfilled related to your topic, then go ahead, and if not, then turn into opposite direction. That is, we go for the next journal, which is helpful for you narrow down the research. Furthermore, if you read, at least you read the 5 to 10 abstract of the journal or article from the journal to shortlist your category. So you may know the quality content of the journal, and we can decide about the selecting the journal or not. Second category, most importantly, is editorial quality. So editorial titles and abstract provide a clue regarding the quality of the journal. Most of the time, misspelling, grammar, punctuation error, lack of clarity, cohesion in writing, it shows the lack of editorial insight and reviewer commitment. So these are the clues and warning signs where these are not suitable for your work for the publication. So we can think of the editorial quality. That may be the most of the time the good editorial can emphasize, and it has added advantage for the journal. Next is editorial board member. Editorial board member gives the insight of the journal, and that may be the reputed from the expert in the field, and they are related to the aims and scope of the journal. So the contact information, affiliation, institution, and appropriate academic credentials should be available on the website. Editor-in-chief and other members should contribute frequently the thoughtful editorial, and the special issues launched with the help of special or added significance to the journal. The third most is most commonly peer review process, which is covered in the subsequent days. That is, I think, first or second day peer review. The transparency of the peer review is the benchmark for the journal quality. The article in peer review journal enjoy more respect among the academic and scientific fraternity. The type of the reviews are single blind, double blind, or open review. That is, the author may or may not be known about the reviewer. And double blind, single blind means only author not know about the reviewer. Double blind means author and reviewer also not know each other. Open, they may be know by each other. The feedback of the reviewer can be accepted or rejected by the editor, adding value to these review journals. So editor can reject or accept the reviewer's point of view. This is the added advantage of the peer review journal. So the fourth point, more important for the promotion, grants, that sort of thing, that is journal impact factor, but we cannot select on this single category. So it is still a default method to analyze the quality and reputation of the journal. It is calculated after 3 years as per Thomson-Reuters. For example, if a journal publishes 6 articles in 2018 and 19, with the average of 120 articles cited until the year of 2020, that is after 3 years, it means the journal impact factor is 120 divided by 60, that is 2 in 2020. So it is more important nowadays for the MPSC, UPSC form filling or Viva also, they ask for whether the journal impact factor is more than or less than 2 or not. Important factor for the journal impact factor is more important for getting the grants, jobs, and promotion if the article published in the journal with high impact factor. But author should pick the target journal based on the relevance on the scientific rigor, aims and objective and quality, not on the spurious impact factor. After all, it is a matrix methods tool only. So we go for the scientific rigor, aims and objective, scope of the journal, and quality of the journal, along with journal impact factor. The most important nowadays for the promotions in the medical field as well in the dental field or in the as per the UGC norms, that is indexing of the journal. So each has a different indexing system. Within the medical field, we have new categories, new suggestion, a new guideline as per the NMC from 16 February 2022. So author want to publish their research to be discoverable and read by the others. So proper indexing is most important for their reputation in terms of covering the broad categories and broad reputed databases. The respective faculties should check the approved indexing from the various regulatory bodies such as NMC, DCI, PCI, and UGC norms, and they should submit or publish their respective article in their approved index journal respectively, rather than the multidisciplinary author. So as per for example, for the NMC, their guidelines are given Medline, PubMed, Central Citation Index, and Science Citation Index expanded. EMBA, Scopus, DOAG nowadays. Previously, it was Scopus, PubMed, and Index Copernicus. It is Index Copernicus removed nowadays, and it is replaced by Medline, PubMed, Central Citation Index, Science Citation Index expanded, Scopus, and EMBA and DOAG. But it is more important to check the respective list and confirm the desired journal list from the respective website rather than the journal website. So there is some sort of confusion regarding this PubMed, Central, and Medline. They are the synonymous terms, that is PMC and Medline, but they are the subsets of PubMed. PubMed is nothing but a resource that aggregates citation from the Medline, PMC and other resources from NCBI bookshelf itself from the US National Library of Medicine. So they are the subset, but in PMC there is a free archives of full text articles are there. Hence, better to check for the and verify the indexing status using the bibliographic and citation database from the PubMed site or from the NLM catalog. Mainly, we should go for the NLM catalog and then search for the journal as well as the articles. The sixth topic is acceptance rate and publishing time of this. So we should check for the acceptance rate from the journal website, and it suggested that lower acceptance rate confirm their worthiness. Not always true, but it is said the lower acceptance rate confirm their worthiness. Seasonal researchers know that a good manuscript is required 9 to 12 months to publish averagely, but the optimum time for the rejection is also 4 to 6 weeks because they have to go under the rigorous review process. So the time required for the rejection is 4 to 6 weeks. So we have to wait for these 6 weeks. If the long time, sometimes there is a longer period for the rejection can create a problem to the researchers academically. So after 4 to 8 weeks, the author may retract the article or withdraw the article if the response is not came from the journals itself. So what is the remedy for that acceptance and publication rate? Do we go for the time of the issue of the article, or there may be most of the time there is a special edition which is launched by the journal, so there may be more chances of acceptance when there is a special issues, for example issues on the cervical cancer. So with article related to cervical cancer most commonly selected in these special issues or special editions. Seventh point is journal reputation and reach of journal. So reputation of the journal depend upon the publishers as well as the societal organization that sponsor the journal. It should be clear and transparent model. It is imperative for your article to reach a broad and global audience by the boom of open access movement. So open access nothing but a readers pay nothing to read the article because the author may pay article processing charges already. And in the closed access, the author not pay anything to publish fees because the fees is recovered from the individual or institution after paying the professional fees or membership. The ethical issues also covered yesterday nicely. The reputed journals endorse the guideline best practices by the publishers as per the ICMG, COPE and WAME. And the most important thing along with this guideline, we should look for the plagiarism scan by iAuthenticate, Turnitin and Plagiscan. Conflict of interest should be maintained, informed consent should be there, and institutional ethical board permission should be taken by the authors, and confidentiality should be maintained on both sides. Copyright is nothing but bundle of rights that allows the author to use, the disseminate, display, or modify the work in any medium, and transparency of these copyright policies for the author is indicative of good quality journal. Ninth topic is check for the journal restriction. It is most important nowadays because the most reputed article may be rejected, or the best written article, the novel article may be rejected because it is beyond the scope of the journal. So if the article is not fitting in the aims, objective or scope of the journal, it is 100% time rejected. So it is a waste of time for the authors also. So we should see for the check for the aims and objective or scope of the journal or as per the guidelines. The other limitations are word count, maybe more than 6,000, 8,000, whatever the guidelines are specified as per the journal. Type of article, review article most of the time not accepted nowadays, case report not accepted by some of the journal, but it is not 100% true, but they are the guidelines given. And maybe the article processing charges may be in the pounds, maybe in the dollars, so it may not be feasible for the developing countries like India, and many more are there. So we should check for the journal restriction and act accordingly the specified guidelines. The last but not the least topic is journal operations. It is most important as the aims and the scope, editor board members information, instruction to author, journal contact information should be available and it is easy to find. And the other things regarding these are irregular publication schedule. That is one issue is launched on this day and after 8 months, the second issue is launched. That is not good for the operations of the journal. So regular issue of the journal is most important. Excessive advertisement, missing or sporadic issues are indicative of unstable journal management. So we should look for this uncertain journal management also. The most important thing is each article should be assigned with the DOI, that is digital object identifier number. We should be assigned because it is a unique number for your article with a specific URL in that. So it is most important nowadays. ISSN number should be assigned as well as online as well as the print. International standard serial number should be assigned to the journal. It is most important to find the journal, uniqueness of the journal. It may be in the both version, online as well as the print. And the specific publication schedule is most important because most of the journals are monthly journal, some journals are quarterly, and some journals are yearly. We, as per the ACHR is concerned, it is quarterly journal, so author can plan accordingly for the issues. So it is advantageous for the author as well as for the editors as well as the journal. The most important topic is legitimate versus predatory journal. So it is most important after we going all these 8 to 12 points, we should know now what about the legitimate journal, which are following the guidelines as per specified standard guidelines. They are the legitimate journal. They are not following the guideline. They are the predatory journal. As such, they are not going for the peer review. There is no editorial board. There is just accepting the article by taking the processing fees. They are suggestive of predatory journals. So consultation with the mentors, senior expert, colleague, definitely helpful for the early career authors to decide between legitimate versus predatory journal. 8 to 9 out 12 points are helpful in this aspect, and don't fall prey the victim of the predatory journal by phishing or repeated mail of false promises. So they are repeatedly sending mail to the author. They can accept the within 1 day, 1, 2, 3 days, whatever it is. So this should be taken care of. So these are the summarized email salutation warning signs for the unstable journals. So we should look for the archaic salutation, that may be an ancient one or absolute titles are there. Hyperbolic language is there in the email, that is exaggerated things are there. Maybe multiple colors are used most of the time. Poor grammar and misspelling for that. Excessive use of exclamatory marks are there. Promises for the swift review or immediate conference acceptance. Journal aims and conference topics are not germane your research. They are multidisciplinary most of the time or different from the other your interest. Publication icon or logo is similar to the established journal. No credential of the editor, editorial staff, and editorial board members are there. Indexing status of the journal is noted as PubMed or Google Scholar only. They are not giving the links for that. Vague impact factor is given, claiming that the journal with high impact factor. So we should look for this thing as a warning sign. Journal conference organizer is unfamiliar. Journal and conference title are similar to the established journal or conference. Inappropriate ads, images, or animations are there on the website. Inconsistent publication or conference history is not there. No ISSN is assigned to the journal, and no DOI, digital object identifier number, is not there for your article. So we should look for this important point, ISSN, DOI, and other things to look for as warning signs. To conclude this consultation with the mentors, senior expert in the field, we should take the help of the senior member or departmental librarian for the integrity and undisputed reputation of the journal. The first thing is we should shortlist the journal 3 to 5 as per the guideline, and then think and written your article according to the guidelines specified by the journal. Go for the author guideline first, then select it, and then write the journal, and then send it to the respective journal. And the most important point for that is always go for the website of the journal. For all these points specified, we should go for the journal website so that we can clearly know about the authenticity, quality, and originality of the journal. So we should look for the website for all these 10 to 12 points which are specified already. So go to the aims and objectives, scope of the journal, instruction to the author. This is most important point. with the aims and scope is different. It is outright your article is rejected if they are not fitting in the scope and aims of the journal. So if you send the skin article to the gynec journal, it is the wrong thing. So we should specify the scope of the journal, which we should follow the guidelines as per specified for the authors. See the transparency in all aspect and quality of the journal. Then after this, all the thing, after screening all the thing, we should finalize one after researching the goal. Then think, check and submit is the most important thing to follow by the author. So we should first shortlist, then think, then check, and then submit the article to the respective journal. A line about the Publon as specified. Publon is nothing but it is used to track your publications, citation matrices, and peer review. And it is a journal work in a single and easily to maintain the profile. So it is a profile system which has all the sorts of things. You can track your publication, citation metrics, peer review, and journal editing work in a single profile. All your publication will be instantly imported from the Web of Science, ORCID, and your bibliographic references manager. It is a trusted citation metrics for Web of Sciences, which collect the unique researcher IDs collected with the help of this. And you can verify your peer review and journal editing service with the help of Publon. And the most important thing nowadays, you can endorse the journal for the more indexing of the journal, which is beneficial for the journal itself as well as your sake of academic career. So you should go for the Publon, register for the Publon, and then endorse the journal as per specified category. ORCID, the differences between the ORCID and Publon is nothing but it is a organization run by the ORCID community. Publon is run by the author itself. So it is registered. First step is register for the ORCID with the help of your mail or institutional mail. Then add the relevant detail of this. We can go for the login and password. We can confirm it, and then add your visibility with the help of publication should be added automatically. You can link your publication with the help of Scopus, or you can add work with the help of manual counts such as DOI, PubMed IDs, and other identifiers. So we can add manually also in this. We can add it and then link with the Scopus is the most important thing with your publication on Scopus. So Scopus is a larger indexing database, so it is more useful for the author to directly link from the Scopus to ORCID. And then add the relevant details such as qualification, publication, and review membership award and grant research proposal. So this is the difference between ORCID and Publon. So ORCID, it is a institute login with the help of mail or institution mail, but ORCID ID is nothing but very important unique ID given to the open researcher ID. So nowadays, just like your Aadhaar card, it is most important for the academic researchers with the unique ID. The biggest advantage, you can use this ORCID ID for your publication, journal, grant, and all these things while giving you for the journal as well as for the reviewer. It is more important for the editors because most of the time in India, there are the problem of the similar name. Sumit Sharma, there are the n number of doctors as Sumit Sharma. So unique ID is provided with the help of ORCID. So it is your identity for the publication. That is, no one can confuse with your similar identity. So this is the biggest advantage of ORCID. So now we can go for some sort of 5 minutes for the online demo of Publons and ORCID. So these are my references. So this is the journal. On the Google, we go for the publon.com. After this Publon, there is a column came at directly. I am already logged in here. So it is came at directly. Before that, we have to log in as by your ID. We have to register first. After registration, you will go for this column. And this is the dashboard came. So this is my dashboard itself after login with register. And the biggest advantage, you can log in the Publon with the help of Gmail also as well as the ORCID ID also. I log in with the help of my ORCID ID and the unique ID is automatically created, that is Web of Science. This is the unique ID created with the help of Web of Science. These are my publications taken by the ORCID itself. I have 110, but I am not edited it. But they are the 47 publications seen. This is my H index, verified reviews are 19. So this is a summary of the dashboard, and you can update all the things here, and you can take the publication from your ORCID ID itself. So we can link this. This is my publication. All the publication came here from the Web of Sciences or researcher ID. These are the peer review history which is taken, and with the help of this we can go for next time. But the most important thing is these are the matrices for the authors. They can see your daily progress or monthly or yearly progress. That is how much time you are cited or what about the publication, all these things. The most important thing in the Publon is we should go for the journals. So nowadays it is most important when we go for the publisher, that is when we type IP Innovative Journal, there are the 48 results came, and out of this 48 we can see the verified reviews of Indian Journal of Clinical Anesthesia, that is by the IP. And then the author, researcher, editor, all the researchers should endorse the journal first. This is the most important thing nowadays. So after this review, 99 reviews are there. Gupta sir is there, top handling editor on the Publon. And then we have to endorse the journal. I think it is already endorsed by me. So you can endorse the journal. So we go for the next journal. So this is the method by which we can endorse the journal. So all innovative journals now on the Publon. That is the biggest advantage, and this is the hard work of the innovative or ISRF team that we can see nowadays. All the journals are endorsed with the Publon, and our work or researcher work now to endorse this journal so that we are benefited with the indexing as per specified. So this is a column. This is only 2 endorsements for the journal. So we must endorse the journal. Immediately we received the message that journal is successfully endorsed. This is the simple thing we have to go for the journal endorsement, and it is beneficial for the authors as well as the editor as well as the journal. So it is most important thing nowadays as per the Publon specified. Publon is basically for the journal endorsement, mainly for the peer review, and you can, as the editor, you can edit also. So this is the advantage of your Publon. Now we go for the ORCID. So this is ORCID login. You can log in with the help of your ID first. So you can first register for the ORCID. That is the most important thing. This is a simple step. So in the first page itself, it shows it is a 3-step process only. In the home page, it is just distinguish yourself from these 3 steps are there. First is you have to register for the ORCID, then update your data. It is free. It just only take few minutes for the registration. Then you got the login ID and password. Then you can promptly add your publication with the help of linking with the Scopus and add your relevant details and share your ORCID ID to everyone or where it is required most of the time. So most important thing it is. So we go for the sign in now. After signing, you will directly go for the dashboard, and in the dashboard you can see the updated details of. This is my login, so it is obviously seen. It is this is your unique 16 number ID is there, 004 times. This is the 16 number digital academic ID. I say as your Aadhaar card. So it is unique number assigned to your name, and it is always linked with your publication. So it is beneficial for the author as well as for the journal as well as for the publication. For there are n number of advantages of the ORCID, but mainly you have to first register and then use it. Then you can know the beneficial effects of this ORCID. This is my name. This is editor bibliography, whatever you can edit. These are my employment, previous work is done. This is my education, MBBS, and after that MD, invited position from the IP Archives of Cytology, Institute of Pathology Research, and then funding, and then work. The most important thing is work. So you can add the publication. You can add the publication, you can add the work here. So there are the links given, search and link. With the help of DOI, you can add. If your article has a DOI, you can add directly here with the help of DOI. If you have PubMed ID, then you can add it with the help of PubMed ID. Or if you have a BibTeX file, that means your bibliographic indexes, you can write your n number of publication in BibTeX file. You can upload here with the help of this, or you can add manually. So these are the 4 methods for adding the research for your ORCID ID. So these are the directly taken by the cross reference. So this is the latest guest in Macrodioticum published on this month 2021. This is directly taken from the cross reference. These are the opportunistic infections. So these are directly taken. Just you have to give the permission. We received a mail. These are from the Publons. So we received, or these are from the cross reference. They are directly taken. So we received a mail like this. In the inbox, we received a mail. Then required a permission for that. And if you grant a permission, you record publication handmade changes. This is the permission. Add your publication to your ORCID. So this is the hello. This is from the cross reference. This saw this article by your name. If you grant permission, the article is added automatically to your ORCID. So first, after adding this Scopus, and then show the message that is authorized, you are successfully added. So we close this, and this is important for your adding the article. So this is the most important point for the authors for perspective. The authors are not very much confused regarding this addition of this article. So you can add by n number of ways. The most importantly by the manual as well as linking the Scopus cross reference and all these things. Thank you. So these are my references. These are the links which are used for this presentation. And I am very much thankful, and my special acknowledgement to the IESRF team, which is working very hard for their academic field, for their dedication and perseverance. All the editorial body members, all the team of the IESRF doing a great job for that. And special congratulations for them. And thank you for your kind listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Neeraj sir. Neeraj sir, so he summarized how to assess a journal, how to shortlist a journal and select the correct journal. He also explained us the nuances in selecting the correct journal. He enlightened us about Publons and the working of ORCID in detail. In short, he told in order to journal to get accepted, we should choose the right journal for the articles and also submit the right article for the journal. So over to the chairpersons for discussion.
So we'll take up the questions in the chat box.
Yes, ma'am, please take it.
Yes, ma'am.
So there's a question whether you should always wait for 4 weeks and no response, and then we can withdraw our article from the journal.
No. As per the procedure, we should contact with the journal first. First, we took the follow-up mail for that. So what about my, most of the time it was just assigned to the journal, assigned to the reviewer. So we have to go for the mail first. And if after repeated 2-3 mails are not responding, then the mail for the withdrawal of the article. So average time cutoff is given is 4 to 6 weeks, because we can't wait nowadays because they are the monthly journals. So average time cited is 4 to 6 weeks. Before that, we have to contact with the journal. For that, we should do the mail about the progress of my article, whether it is reviewed or not, and then we have to take a decision regarding the withdrawal.
Another question is from Dr. S.D. Gupta. He's asking about Index Medicus. So whether this indexation is accepted for promotion as per NMC.
No,
So,
in Index
Your
Medicus
timing,
is
it is not there.
no, ma'am. No, sir. Index Medicus is not a nowadays. It is in the previous category. In the before MCI allowed Index Medicus, but NMC is not allowed Index Medicus nowadays. They cited only these 7 databases for the indexing and for the promotion. In that, Index Medicus is not there.
Yes. And that is all there on NMC website. You can go and check, and the indexing.
Yes, ma'am. It is in the
already-
TQ also, teacher eligibility criteria. There is PDF is there. We will share this again later on the mail.
So I congratulate you, Dr. Dheeraj, for a very lucid and a very, you made this topic very easy because this is very, important to select the right journal to increase the visibility and credibility of your work.
There are questions, I think, ma'am. Can we take the question?
There are no more questions. There are only,
Comments are there. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Compliments
Thank you very
and
much.
comments.
Yes,
You have
thank
lots
you,
of compliments, doctor. Lots
Thank
of
you, sir.
compliments for you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Sukhdeep. Welcome.
Good evening.
We'd like to, Dr. Sukhdeep is a very, just for the introduction, is a very, very senior and a very inexperienced person in a specialty, and we're really glad to have him as a chairperson. And it will, we would appreciate if you give some input regarding this Publon and this ORCID, for the new research and how it can help us. You can just give as a dentist, not just as a researcher, when you're doing your post-graduation, how this can help the young researchers. Because once
Thank you, doctor. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Please go on.
Yes, sir. While doing a post-graduation, we were never aware about this ORCID and this research. But once after we join an institute, then we come to know that we lag behind. Some of our researchers are well versed about it. They've already registered, and they're doing well in that forum. So what is we can do as a dentist so that we can abreast our young budding dentists in our specialty so that they get more awareness. These workshops, I know they're going to be really helpful to them. But as a teachers and academicians, can we do something in this field?
Thank you, Dr. Amina, for your kind words. My personal opinion, I was reading somewhere a few days back how different countries internationally stack up against each other in terms of development, scientific developments, growth, and standing in the international scientific community. And the parameters that they used were which country has given maximum patents, which country has maximum original research articles, which country has the most trustworthy research coming out of it. So all these parameters, yardsticks, unfortunately, we don't really stand in the top names in the world. And the reason is very simple. We are never informed about the basics of how to go about these things, how to create our credentials. Like in the financial world, we have the CIBIL score. So we are never actually given the right kind of training in our academic years as students. How do we go about creating these credits for ourselves and the country? So as teachers, it is incumbent upon us that whatever information we have, whatever we have learned, or whatever, I would say in my case, whatever mistakes we have made, like you rightly said, when we were postgraduates, these things were not of much consequence. I remember there was only one journal for my specialty, pediatric dentistry. And
Exactly.
my teacher would say, if you just when before you leave the department, make sure that you publish your thesis. That was the only requirement. And
Exactly.
because he was very rigid about it, thanks to him today, we have those publications. Otherwise, there was no awareness, or nobody goaded us to kind of go on. So we as teachers now must rectify those things, and help hold our students' hands and show them the way. Now, luckily nowadays we have the internet, social media. There are so many ways that we can share this information. We can guide them, and of course, the best way is to lead by example, like Dr. Nikum just showed. So, as teachers, we must have all these IDs made, Publon, ORCID, and we must have good numbers to show on them: H index, I index, Google Scholar, etc., etc. If we have those impressive numbers out there, I'm sure when we share them with the students, they will be motivated, they will be inspired to do better than us. That's how I feel about it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated, sir.
Sir. Thank you, sir. If there are no more questions, shall we go to the next event?
Yeah, panel discussion.
So the next is a plaque of appreciation to the speaker by Dr. Sukhbir Singh. So next I take the pleasure in introducing the panelists for the panel discussion. The first is Professor S.S. Jha, sir, who needs no introduction, an orthopedician of international eminence. Professor is the president of Indian Education and Scientific Research Foundation and the founder of HORI and editor of IJOR. We have also amongst us Dr. Manish Pandya, editor-in-chief of the Indian Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, and Dr. Amina Sultan, professor and head, Department of Periodontics, Jamia Millia Islamia, and editor, International Journal of Oral Health Dentistry, and vice secretary of IESR. So over to the panelists for discussion.
Thank you. Thank you.
Topic.
May I also invite a chairperson to this panel discussion? I think it will add to this information.
Yeah,
and
it will be a pleasure for us to
it
have
will be
Dr.
pleasure.
Sukhbir Singh, sir, and Pallavi madam.
Sure. We are right there. We are right there. Sure. We are here only.
So the topic for panel discussion will be benefits of authors joining research and education societies. So this coming from Indian Education and Scientific Research Foundation. We will hear about the benefits of associating with such international research organizations, which enlighten us with many facts, from time to time update us with the current trends and provide us opportunities. So over to the panelists for discussion.
I think Dr. Amina should take the lead. Dr.
So
Amina.
I'm the most inexperienced person. I have a very senior person who's just like a mentor to me. May I invite Dr. Sukhdeep to give an opening statement? What is the benefit of the researchers being associated with the academic society? Like in pediatric dentistry, we have a society of Indian Society of Pediatric and Preventive Dentistry. What is the advantage? We joined during a PG time, but now I feel that it's a big boon that we became the member quite late. Had it been that during a graduation time, if we were associated, it could have benefited us more. So I would request Dr. Sukhdeep to give an opening statement. Unmute yourself, Dr. Sukhdeep.
Just to make sure that I understood your question correctly, Dr. Amina, you asked the benefits of joining the Association of Pediatric Dentistry.
Academic association, like in our pediatric dentistry, we have one association. Now later on, we are being associated with SAPER and other. like just wonder what is the like this is just kind of we can motivate the young researchers so that they get associated, they're inspired and motivated quite early in their career to get them, so don't take it as a commercial angle, more of an academic and a knowledge sharing platform.
With permission from seniors, Dr. Jha sir, it seems, sir, that it is to our disadvantage, at least to mine, to be older than somebody else. So she has put the gun on my shoulder now, and I have to lead the way.
Always, that is always there. Dr. Jha,
Yes.
due regards, sir, like if for anything, because he's a senior in my specialty, and
Oh,
I'm
sure.
really so delighted, so glad to see him over there. So I know I'll be shouldering all the questions, not just all the
Right.
questions on him. I can't answer anything in front of him, sir.
Oh, yes.
No, that's not entirely true. Anyway, thank you so much for your kind words. See again, like going back, I'm very happy, very glad that we had some great teachers, we had some great mentors. My professor, Dr. Subba Reddy, he used to make sure that, in fact, he would not sign our no dues after the post graduation till we became a life member of the association. So by force we were made to, because we didn't know anything about it at that point of time. We didn't know what benefit we would derive out of it, or if any, for that matter. But he had made it an unwritten rule in the department that anybody who had completed the post graduation, and if you wanted to leave, you wanted a no dues, you had to make sure that you showed him the receipt for having joined the association as a life member. And because of that, I'm so happy that I am in the first 100 or so of the life members of Association of Pediatric Dentistry in India. The benefits, of course, benefits were numerous. Just to mention a few, the first thing is there are so many privileges that are accorded to us because of being life members, whether it be the postgraduate conventions, the national conferences, or any other scientific event organized or hosted by the association. Also, we get to meet our fellow colleagues, seniors, and people who have come after us. There is a lot of interaction, social, academic, and otherwise, and so on and so forth. I am yet to see anybody who is not in favor of becoming a member, and it is a very inspiring thing now that most of the younger generation postgraduates, they are quite aware of this, and they are in fact highly motivated. They're quite aggressive in joining our association, and not only that, they seek very active participation. Many of us were still backbenchers back then. So when I go to the AGM, especially, I see there are so many youngsters who would want to take active participation, and we have to hold them back. That wait for your turn. There are still people older than you, senior than you, who would want to share their expertise or experience, and then you will have your turn. So that's a very inspiring thing that I get to see. So association with fellow colleagues and being a member of this association has really helped me a lot. And not only that, when I go internationally, the international associations also ask us whether we are a member of our national body or not. And if we are given a lot of privileges by those international associations of our specialty. That is my input about this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. May I request Dr. Jha to give his experienced and age-old opinion
Right.
about it?
Well, what Dr. Sukhdeep has told just now, I think we should be indebted to those teachers who made us member of the association. And Dr. Sukhdeep, if you will remember, those days, the tradition was not of becoming a life member. People used to be only an annual member, and perhaps economical aspect was one part. But as you have rightly said, you are also within 100 of your association, and I am myself also within 100 of my association, which has now more than 10,000 members. But basically, if I can put it into simile, I will say, going again to Sanskrita, that bina guru hot na gyan. So it is almost like getting hold of a guru or guru dham, where you have a place where the right kind of learning is passed on to you. And again, if I can say, if there is a person, homeless person, and he gets a home, it is so soothing, so relaxing, and he is being brought up in the right environment. So it is almost like joining a bandwagon. And as I said, the orchestra will only have a good music if all the bandwagon members are there. And it is the lifetime experiences of the seniors that are likely to pass on to the young researcher.
Quite agree, I agree with you, sir. Dr. Manish, can you just give us your insight, like in your association, how it has benefited the young researchers, like anything new, like that has come up, or it is evolving, or anything that has, we are still have some time, like have to take up something more from the International Association?
Thank you, Amina Madam, and thank you, International Education and Foundation, for giving me opportunity to share my views. As Dr. Jha and Sir has rightly said, that at that time, it was not essential to become a member. It was just a guru that is enrolling you. Nowadays, you see, recently, if PG student has to appear in an exam in Gujarat, it is mandatory that they must have one paper and 2 publications in the journal. There and there they are allowed to appear in exam. This situation we have to make, because if you see internationally, every student, Sir has rightly mentioned, Dr. Singh sir, that if you see the progress of any country, it depends upon how much research you get. A small country of Israel, small country of they are getting lots of Nobel Prize. Why? Well, they are doing good research. So if we implant research as a baseline in our PG students, UG, it's okay, they are doing their own work. But if you are doing a lots of work in research, believe me, it will give you a tremendous importance in your educational life. If you go abroad, if you publish more paper, then people will recognize you. Even person has published 1 or 2 paper, they are just uplifting themselves. And once you see you are author of 8 book and you are author of 50 presentation and publication, they will adore you like anything. So one, self-satisfaction you will get after publishing your journal. Second, encourage younger generation to write a researcher work. For that, this type of platform that we are creating in our innovative education, that we welcome researchers to show their talent. Just like in India, what we are watching in TV, India's Got Talent. What are the talent they are showing? You see, this is your entertainment talent. Every person, every educational, everybody has got some insight to show something. So give them the platform. So in our education society, that our Innovative Education and Scientific Foundation, we are giving them the platform to show their work. As Nikum sir, Tare Zami Par, when heard the word Nikum, I will always remember Amir Khan of Tare Zamin Par. So thank you, Dr. Dheeraj, for giving us a good knowledge that we are your students and we are becoming the Tare Zamin Par. So we have to encourage our youngsters to give their research. For that, we have to give them the platform. And on that platform, as a peer reviewer, they have given so many good things in his presentation, Dr. Nikum. Everybody is talking about that you have to take good journal, you have to take good reputed journal, you have to scrutinize everything. But first thing, you have to write your paper. When I published my first paper in 95, my teacher used to ask, what is your paper? Then we used to read Gujarat Samachar in Times of India and Divya Bhaskar. That is our paper reading, not our own paper reading. So for that, somebody has to cultivate you, somebody has to ignite you. Dr. Jha has rightly said, Guru bina gnan nahi. So everywhere we require Guru. Nowadays, our Google is also Guru and our GPS is also our Guru. If you want to go somewhere, we are asking our GPS. So these our Gurus are our old-time GPS. They are just guiding us. how to write, how to publish your patient. How do you
GPS
publish?
can misguide you at times. Sorry for the interruption. GPS can misguide you, but our gurus
But
will
our,
never.
our gurus will
Gurus
never
will
misguide.
never.
So just like GPS, if we are misguiding, Guru will take us turn back. So
Yes,
Guru will
yes.
say, now you become a U-turn and you write your publication. So we have to give a platform. And as sir has rightly mentioned, Publon, Orchids, they are very good platform. They will search, they will just suck your research from everywhere. And they are putting in some format that you can say, this is my work. And your work will always speak. And when there is more and more citation, you will get more and more indexing number. So good articles, good reputation, journals, and good platform to researchers, we must give. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's always a delight to hear from you, Dr. Manish. You add there's some humor in your talk that make it more engaging, more interesting, and more eye-catch. I agree, sir. So these platforms, these academic associations that give you more exposure to the researchers, to like all the person who are involved with the research, and you get a recognition of your work quite early. And this is, I think, this is the best motivation or the inspiration which we can get. Like beside that, then you can get there certain fellowships associated, some grants can be, if your work is quite appreciable, like it can be recognized at a better platform. Dr. Pallavi, can you just give us your idea how it can, like, is there anything that why people are still hesitant about joining, being associated, like this IESRF is still doing so good in the field of the research, in the recognition of the researchers like us. Dr. Pallavi, can you just give us your input, how we are placed in the international arena?
I agree that it is really very advantageous to be attached to one of the research society or educational societies. I myself, I'm an anesthetist, and I find so many advantages of being associated with the society. Like this year only I got a free scholarship to attend World Congress of Anesthesia. And I am a member of World Federation of Society of Anesthesia. And these world federations are, we are encouraged to join these and, be part of these and get actively involved in their conferences by our society. I mean, they mentor us and they tell us that, such and such scholarship is available. And if you want to, they encourage us to apply. And then this year the scholarship was given to 100 delegates to attend World Congress, which was free on a virtual platform. So these are the few advantages. And I think maybe, there's lack of knowledge about these, just say IESR. And
like
those who are not attached,
interdisciplinary, yeah, we are associated with the subject association. Now this is an interdisciplinary, so then it has added advantage.
And we need to spread the word around, and
Yes.
gradually, obviously, gradually this will become a big platform. Like we are doing a good job by conducting these regular workshops, and obviously will spread the knowledge, and people will be attracted towards joining our research societies.
Yes, under the aegis of a respected president, Dr. Jha, will conduct more workshop, involve this people, researchers from various specialities, and this knowledge sharing will continue. Anything else, Dr. Jha, would you like to add to this
Yes, Dr. Amina,
interdisciplinary
yes,
association?
you have talked about interdisciplinary approach, and this always is to an advantage to the author researcher, because what it can do is advance critical thinking within the researcher. Also simultaneously will be responsible for producing cognitive development of abilities of the researcher. So these two things are very important, and simultaneously there have been studies that because of this interdisciplinary approach, even the IQ function of the brain, the memory, that also improves. compared to a person who is not into the research. And these days we are talking about what intelligence we say?
Artificial
Artificial
intelligence.
So artificial intelligence also can be geared up inside a person. So that way the interdisciplinary approach can help.
This is
The
an era
other
of
thing, the other thing that I wanted to say, that it is in the interest of the author that he should join a scientific and education association. But I think it is in the interest of the association also that they attract the best personalities or best intelligent minds to their fold, because vice versa, the author's work will get an exposure and the scientific publication that will also get a attention because of that particular intelligent mind.
Agreed, sir. These association will open the doors for the
Right.
interdisciplinary or the collaborative research, like
Yes.
the dentist being associated with medicos and the medicos also. This give like open the doors and give some ideas,
Right.
creative ideas for this better, I think, progress. Dr. Giri, like the moderator, would like to add something to it, or are there any queries that need to be?
Yeah, Doctor. I mean, that was a wonderful panel discussion. It was all about joining the research societies and organization is all about keeping the flame, education flame within us alive and turning it into a fire, making us upskill ourselves in various aspects. I would like to ask the panelists about the use of connections that we develop, the physical connections with various senior colleagues and researchers that we developed in these societies. How was it helpful in your careers?
Yes, you have raised a very important point of connect, and connect locally, connect regionally, nationally, and at international levels. So you have a great chance of interacting through these associations at various platforms. And from, if we are talking in context of my own specialty or any other specialty, you have a state level conference, then national level or regional conferences, and then you mature into attending international conferences. This cannot happen unless you become a member of the association. And many a times it is because of your acquaintance with these persons that you are prompted to do something new, something exciting. So that connect becomes very important. I would again like to say it the other way. Suppose you are not married, and then you get married. You have got one connect, very close connect. So similarly, in fact, you have to get married to the association. And like you are particularly, you must be knowing that as a joint replacement surgeon, I always feel that a person whose joint I have replaced, in fact, I am married to that person, and even at the midnight, he or she has any complaint, they can come, they can call and connect with me. So this connect becomes very important.
Quite agree.
Connecting people. Connecting people.
You have to be regular, like I mean, like what I interpreted, what my perspective, that we have to be very regular with the association, not just being a part of being a member will not help you in the growth. You have to be actively involved, like in the publication, get associated with the journals. But this is kind of a support. This is like a give and take kind of a thing. If you want something as a to boost your growth, you have to also support with your active participation in the in this establishment. I think
Sir is rightly mentioned.
Yes,
Dr. Jha has rightly mentioned that this all connect will give you very good presentation. So our students has got raw presentation. So we will make in a simple plate that this is the place for your sabji, this is the plate for your dal, this is the place for your rice, and
Right.
these are the plate where you have to put your spoon. Then you are able to eat. Otherwise, as somebody says, eating is just you can put everything and you can eat. So our students are always coming with a raw data. So this connect with national, international level. Today I'm in a conference of International Conference of Obstetrics and Gynecology in obstetric emergencies. You can see world is progressing very fast. And whenever you are going somewhere, you are feeling tininess or pittiness of you that there are so much more knowledgeable person than you are existing in this world. So for that you have to go outside and explore yourself. So when you are associated with this type of platform, that will give you explore your things, and they also making you feel of your tininess, and they also making from tiny to big. So small diamonds are always tiny, but they are shining. So we have to just polish them. We have to polish the work of our students and our researchers and those who are coming to us, because somebody had guided us. We are not well equipped, or we are not well versed with writing a paper. As Madam has rightly said, Palvi Madam, congratulations for your being selected for international conference. But for somebody has put seed on you, somebody might have taught to you that this is how you have to present your work. So it is our responsibility as Dr. Jha being senior and I am the junior most, we have to cultivate that type of information in our juniors, that this should go by generation to generation. That now you have to do your research work, and if everybody does like this, then I don't think that India will become the most research oriented things in this world, because everybody is doing lots of work. Because the commitment, Dr. Jha had shown that anybody can talk with him in the midnight. He is going to marry with the joint replacement person. So that commitment you will never see in any part of world. So if we are very good in our research, Amina Madam, you are dentist, so somebody might call you in the late night that this is a pain. You are not related with pedodontia, but you can say that because you are dentist, everybody is asking you everything about the dentist. They are not knowing the different 6 specialty or 8 specialty are there in dentistry. So the connect we are giving to our patients, connect we are giving to our students, it should be going from generation to generation. And if we put seed, then seed becomes sometimes tree. So this is our future.
Okay, then this is like you have summarized the benefit of being associated with academic or the research association is like that. This is a platform where you can get a better exposure, good exposure about the latest update. You get abreast with the knowledge. Now you have summarized it very nicely, sir. I think Nikita ma'am, I think we are like, I think.
Yeah, that is the end of the panel discussion. If there are any questions, we can take it, or we can move on to the next event. Since there are no questions,
you are muted one. So at the nutshell, it is just like training yourself to driving a car. Once it is difficult, but once you know, then everything goes on your head finally.
Yes, sir.
That's very true, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now.
And finally, I would like to make a request to all the persons, especially the authors who are present in the audience, that please become a member of IESRF, because there are so many advantages. This organization itself will be happy to have you, but it will be advantageous to you in so many ways. So please join. And I must inform you as the president also that there are many financial benefits of being a member of this association. So please don't delay and join. And I think you will be a very different author after you have joined it, maybe within 6 months to a year. So I finally appeal everyone to become a member who still are not a member. Thank you.
That's a very loud call from the senior most orthopedician and the president of IESRF. I hope many authors will utilize the services. So moving on to the next event, the plaque of appreciation to the panelists by Dr. Vinod Kumar sir, Vice President of IESRF. Thank you. Next, we have few important announcements from the management board of IESRF. Ms. Nikita ji will take over.
And thank you, Dr. Giri. We have to felicitate our chairpersons of all the sessions also. So let me allow to share one more felicitation, digital felicitation for the. Thank you.
Till the time that these next event is coming up, I would like to say, okay, please proceed. I will say it later. Right.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Giri, sir. Dr. Jha, sir, you please continue. You are sharing something.
Oh, Sabita made a request to me that you must speak few lines.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so this is the final concluding day of our series of events like author workshop, reviewer workshop, and now and editor workshop.
Editor workshop.
So at the conclusion of all this, I would like to say, कई जरिए हैं कुछ कहने के, कई जरिए हैं कुछ कहने के, उनमें से एक हुनर है कितना कुछ कम कहना. कई जरिए हैं कुछ कहने के, उनमें से एक हुनर है कितना कुछ कम कहना. दोस्तों कितनी रातें गिरवी रखी है, दोस्तों कितनी रातें गिरवी रखी है हमने इस हुनर को पाने के लिए, अपने इस हुनर को पाने के लिए. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
So,
Thank you.
as Dr. Giri sir said that I have few announcements for the all participants and the members. That first of all, I will thank you to all of you to joining us for this various workshop, that is editors workshop, reviewer workshop, and now author workshop. We get very fantastic response from all the academicians for this. I would like to inform you around 7,000 people are registered with us for this particular international workshop, and huge numbers are joined also. So thank you all for this, and we are coming with the same segments in that is the scientific publication in future also in the next year, and we will announcing very soon after the AGM of our ISRF that which topics which is very beneficial for all the academicians we can use for the next upcoming events in the 2022. And so please be tuned, stay tuned, and visit our website for that. And please be active on the scientific platform like Publon, Orchid, as Dr. Dheeraj sir had also give the live demo, and we are educated through number of podcasts and on our Facebook and on our LinkedIn account, that you all have to make your scientific visibility high through this all Orchid, Publon's, ResearchGate, and this scientific community. It is very much helpful to recognize your hard work. So please go through and follow this and update your all the research on these platforms. Thank you. And then now please download your participation certificates from our website www.iesrf.org after the event. And don't forget to give the feedback on our website after your when this event is over. You automatically that feedback form is appear on your device. You please fill it and submit to us. And at last, I invite you all the academician and researchers, as Dr. Jha sir had already did this great job. Researchers to join IESRF and get exposure in the scientific community. Our treasurer, Dr. Ketki P. Kalele, made a podcast to invite all the researchers and academicians to join IESRF with the benefits, and I would like to share it with you all. Thank you. I'm just sharing this thing.
Sure.
Innovative Education and Scientific Research Foundation is extremely glad to announce Research Bonanza in this New Year Fest in the form of unlimited research activities, which would be definitely fun while you learn. I, Dr. Ketki Karele Bhogre, Treasurer ISRF, welcome all the bright minds to become a part of one of the largest academic multidisciplinary society. By becoming a member, one can get unlimited opportunities to showcase their research work in the form of presentations, keynote invitations, videos, podcasts, interview, reels, etc. to get deserved recognition in research field. Also get chance and support to mentor as well as get mentorship from world-class educators, academicians, clinicians as well as doctors. Also get a chance to win certain national and international awards for your research work from a selected jury panel. Also get attractive discounts on various conference registrations, publication charges, as well as fellowships and courses that would be brought up by ISRF exclusively for its members. All this and definitely much more. To know more, kindly visit our website. Thank you.
Good.
This is all from us. Now I would like to request Dr. Giri sir for the thanks vote.
Yeah, Mr. Nikitaji. So the kind and loud appeal from our treasurer, I think no one will be not convinced from joining this great organization. Ignorance is just a choice with such great organizations. It's no more a curse. So this brings the curtain down to the wonderful educative sessions of IESRF for 2021. At the outset, I would like to thank the whole of IESRF team. Thank you, Innovative Publications, Ms. Nikita Ji and Mr. Rakesh, who are always behind all these works of IESRF. I don't have much words for their work behind the screen all these times. I would like to thank Dr. Dheeraj, the star of the day, for his wonderful presentation, for enlightening the authors with various key points. I would like to thank Dr. Sukhdeep Singh, Dr. Pallavi, the chairpersons. I would like to thank the panelists, SS Jha sir, Manish sir, and Amina Sultan madam. And I will also like to thank the organizing team led by Professor Jha sir and Vice President Dr. Vinod Kumar sir, Secretary Dr. Amina madam, Organizing Secretary Dr. Sabita madam, Dr. Lalit Gupta, who was Joint Organizing Secretary, and Dr. Dhurvendra Pandey, who was the coordinator. It will not be a complete vote of thanks if I don't thank Mr. Nipu and Mr. Yogesh and other technical teams behind this wonderful presentation. It went on without any interruption. It would not be possible without them. Last but not the least, I should thank all the registered participants, scientists, authors, and researchers from various parts of the world. We had international presence in the form of panelists, speakers, and registrations. If anyone has missed the previous sessions, they can see through the YouTube channel named IESRF Trust. And we welcome all you to become a family member of IESRF by applying for membership. So see you all with more exciting, educating, and entertaining workshops in 2022. Till then, it's a bye from IESRF.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
so
great
much.
time.
I
Thank you. And
must
we must pray
compliment
to the
once.
God.
Yes, sir.
We must
yes,
pray
sir.
to the
Yes.
God that it is 2022, not become 2022. Because in 2020,
Definitely, sir.
COVID is too much. So
Yes,
if
sir.
we speak 2022, it is just like 2020 Dubara. So we have to pray our Almighty that it become 2022 only.
Yes, sir.
Exactly what
Definitely,
the way you
definitely.
want it. And I must compliment the whole team that we have matured again, that only after yesterday, today also we have been within the time frame. Thank
Yeah.
you once again, everybody. And my special thanks goes to Dr. Amina Sultan and Dr. Nikita for such a well-crafted 3 series of events which has gone almost in tune with our aspirations. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Dr. Amina, once again.
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank you all.
Sukhdeep, we are so happy that you have joined us. Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Manish, you have been excellent as always.
Thank
And
you, sir.
Dr. Sabita and all others.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'm grateful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Very kind of you.
Have a
Thank you,
great
everyone.
time.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
All
Bye.
the best to all. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you.